This doctor's got the skinny on what is making you guys not so skinny out there if you're living out of boxes and bags subsisting on ultra-processed foods. Top government food scientist quits after threatening to blow the whistle on true dangers of artificial ingredients. Dr. Kevin Hull, a nutrition and metabolism scientist at the National Institute of Health, announced on X that he has taken the decision to retire from his dream job at the age of 24. I'm sorry, 24? No, dyslexia. Oh my God, I got, doctor, you better tell me about what I'm eating right here. It's getting me to mix up numbers. 54 after 21 years in his role, airing his grievances on social media platform, along with the photos of his workplace access card. He explained that recent events have made me question whether the NIH continues to be a place that I can freely conduct unbiased science. Specifically, I experienced censorship in the reporting of our research because of agency concerns that it did not appear to fully support preconceived narratives of my agency's leadership about ultra-processed food addiction. Dr. Hall claims his research showed ultra-processed foods were not as addictive as addictive drugs, which cause major chemical reactions in the brain. Health Secretary RFK Jr., a former heroin addict, has blamed junk food for many American health crises. Well, yeah, I mean, come on, it's readily available. And there's also a story that I think we're going to talk about towards the end of the week that kind of shows that food quality in the United States is like verifiably bad. But anyways, without any reassurance, wouldn't be continued censorship or meddling in his research. Dr. Hall said that he felt compelled to accept early retirement and preserve health insurance for the family, resigning later in protest of any future meddling or censorship would result in losing that benefit. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. But ultra-processed foods have exploded in the United States and elsewhere in recent decades, just as rates of obesity and other diet-related diseases also rise. Now, the foods, which are high in fat, sodium, and sugar, are typically cheap, mass-produced, and contain added colors and chemicals not found in a home kitchen. Yes, sugary cereals, potato chips, frozen pizzas, sodas, and ice cream. Studies have linked ultra-processed foods to negative health effects, but whether it's actual processing of the foods rather than the amount of calories they contain or the chemicals in them remains uncertain. Okay, so in a 2019 analysis by Hall and his colleagues found that ultra-processed foods led participants to eat about 500 calories a day more when they ate a matched diet of unprocessed food, suggesting they are addictive. Okay, in order to investigate this further, Hall launched a more in-depth multi-million-dollar study this year. It's like, you're not... Okay, anyways, which saw 36 participants paid $5,000 each to devote 28 days of their lives to science. Okay, so you're incentivizing an outcome and you're wondering why people are, just double checking your work. Okay. During the study, the subjects were monitored as they ate different foods to understand how processing impacts digestion and metabolism. The results from the trial were set to be published later this year, but Hull previously said the preliminary results were intriguing. Okay, so we found some early results and they look promising, but what about the rest of them? Well, the early results are promising. At a scientific conference in November of 2023, he reported that the first 18 trial participants ate about 1,000 calories a day more of an ultra-processed diet that was particularly hyperpalatable and energy dense than those who ate minimally processed foods, leading to weight gain. Okay, so ultra processed foods bad, but he thinks that they might not be as addictive as other people do. Why would you think you're going to get censored off of that? It's like, okay, cool, they're not addictive, but they're still bad for you and lead to very negative health consequences. What's the problem here? While those qualities were modified, consumption went down. Okay. When those qualities were modified, okay, so when you fundamentally change your diet, consumption goes down, even if the foods were considered ultra-processed, Hall said. Okay, but not everybody was in agreement with Hall's methods or the implications of his research. Dr. David Ludwig, an endocrinologist and researcher at Boston Children's Hospital, criticized Hall's 2019 study as fundamentally flawed in its short duration, about a month. Whoa, okay. Scientists need multi-million dollars to pull off a 1-month-long study? What the? Okay. Scientists have long known that it's possible to get people to eat more or less for brief periods of time, but those effects quickly wane, he said. If they were persistent, we would have the answer to obesity, said Ludwig, who has argued for years that the consumption elimination of highly processed carbohydrates and the prime dietary culprit, and focusing on the processing of the foods is distracting. Well, yeah, exactly. That's very true. But yeah, this dude right here, like, what a fucking dork. Okay, if we're gonna keep it a buck, he called for larger, better designed studies lasting a minimum of 2 months with washout periods separating the effects of one diet to the next. Because yeah, it's the old science that has also been backed up, that has not been censored or anything like that. Oh my god, my fake news in medicine. Takes 21 days or 3 weeks to form a habit, okay, to positive or a negative, or to break a habit if you've needed to replace one. So yeah, you're just barely outside of the confines of that in a month. So yeah, to figure out something, if it's habit forming, addictive, or long lasting, you need a little bit longer of a time frame. The NIH spends about $2 billion a year, about 5% of the total budget, on nutrition research, according to Senate documents. So yeah, arrivederci there, Dr. Kevin. Congratulations on getting, healthcare for the rest of your life, but that's just one more leech off the government dime. And yeah, your studies are flawed, and guess what? Ultra processed foods are still bad. So go ahead and hopefully get that dream job, the other dream job that you're looking for, working on the Kellogg's board of directors. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.